A terrible weekend for the Russian occupiers. The defense forces of Ukraine attacked a number of objects and facilities in the temporarily occupied Feodosia and Chernomorska in Crimea and Melitopol in Zaporizhia region. Good afternoon, this is Henry Keane bringing you some hard truth in easy terms for the whole free world directly from Ukraine. Yes, it was us. Yes, our defense forces demonstrate their skill and the ability to reach the military targets even in the Russian deep rear or in the temporarily occupied territories. We are at war. And while Russia is killing civilians, abducting children, Ukraine attacks solely legitimate targets, military facilities and objects of our enemy, the Russian Federation. And we do that for obvious reasons. These have a direct impact on our enemy's combat capability and ability to continue its aggression.
Звичайно, наші.
Of course, our security and defense forces will respond to the Russian army strikes on Kherson and the villages of Kherson regions, just as it always happens. This week has shown that in the Black Sea, in the territory of Crimea, and anywhere else, we will reach the occupier. Glory to all our guys who are bringing justice back to Ukraine in this way.
Considered it revenge for the Russian terror that does not hesitate to use missiles and drones against civilians in Ukraine, these successful attacks on Russian military facilities in the temporarily occupied territories became real thanks to close cooperation with the resistance movement, that enjoys the support of the vast majority of the people left on the TOT. Well, that is what's to expect when you occupy someone's homeland. People become partisans. Hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians will always remain Ukrainians, and our guided missiles will be guided not only by high tech but by the mindset of our people who are doing their best to free our lands. Russia will not be able to maintain control over the occupied territories because it is not their land, as simple as that, and it will burn under the occupier's feet. Well, actually, he's already burning. Go try to negotiate with a thug that has burnt your house, killed half of your family, abducted your children, and then welcomes you to sit at the table and negotiate. Ever wonder why negotiations with Putin are pointless? Well, search yourself. In 2014 to 2022, Ukraine had almost 200 rounds of negotiations with the Russian Federation. During this time, 20 ceasefires were agreed upon, and guess what? That's right, all of them, I mean each and every, were violated by the Russian Federation.
While the bloodthirstiness of Russian is understandable, what drives certain citizens of countries of democracy who still haven't grasped the essence of this war, its nature and the true goal of Russia, and who don't even want to understand the motives of those who losing loved ones, defend their right to their own life and freedom. Mikhailo Podolyak, advisor to the head of the Office of the President of Ukraine on social network X, formerly Twitter.
Neither the Minsk agreements nor his own public promises of non-aggression have deterred Putin from unprovoked full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Moscow's calls for negotiations is yet another quite outdated, if you ask me, military trick, a way to buy some time to prepare a new strike. Russia will continue its war against Ukraine as long as it is physically capable of doing so. As simple as that. Moscow is not ready to and does not seek for any compromises. There is a way to force Russia to restore peace, however. Ever wondered how? Well, how about destroying Russia's military potential? How about to strengthen the capabilities of the defense forces of Ukraine? And see what happens then. The 100th ship passed through the Black Sea corridor. So far, 3.7 million tons of food and goods have been delivered this way. Bridget Brink, the U.S. ambassador to Ukraine, wrote about that on X social network. After withdrawing from the Black Sea Grain Initiative in July 2023, Russia felt free to act in its usual Russian way, attacking Ukrainian ports, both in Odessa region and on the Danube River. On November 8th, the Russian occupiers attacked a civilian vessel over the Liberian flag. The attack happened when the vessel was entering one of the ports in Odessa. 3 members of the crew and 1 port worker were severely injured. Nevertheless, traffic through the Ukrainian corridor did not stop despite Russia's systematic attacks on the port infrastructure.
The peculiarity is precisely that it is an anti-radar missile. It was directed on the coast, probably with the aim of destroying or detecting air defense facilities. At that moment, the ship entered the port, and based on the characteristics of the missile, the hit happened. The ship's radar station attracted this danger. Natalia Humanuk, head of the Joint Coordinating Press Center of the Defense Forces of the south of Ukraine, on the air of the Ukrainian National Telephone.
The risks remain, of course. After all, Russia is an enemy and we are at war. Still, the number of vessels entering Ukrainian ports is increasing. Skippers are now trying to stay closer to the NATO coast to reduce risks, of course. According to maritime traffic data, some vessels turn off their transponders when entering Black Sea ports. At the same time, ship owners are ready to take risks by sending larger and more valuable ships to Ukraine despite the potential danger. In addition to agricultural crops, ships also transported iron ore products. However, only grain, food products and fertilizers could be transported through the namely UN grain corridor. So it very much looks like the paradigm "no Russia, no problem" works all right. Maybe we should just follow the same principle everywhere Russia is involved so far. It was Henry Keane on UATV English, hoping to give you the hard truth in easy enough terms. In the daily wrap-up today, please comment, please like and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters a lot to us. Stay safe and tune for more tomorrow.